Welcome, everyone. Man, oh man. As the weeks go by, Lombardi's almost here. Man, what a
Yes,
great week
sir.
of football we saw. Man, oh man. Buckley, you're a bad boy. But before we start the show, let me introduce you guys to my colleague. Like always, we got my buddy over there in outer space. John Paul, how you doing over there, buddy?
I'm fine, I guess.
Good, that's good to hear. Then we got my buddy over there, Tony. How you doing there, buddy?
I'm all right, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing lovely like always. And then we got my buddy over there, Mr. David. How you doing over there, buddy?
Not good. Another Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl.
Yeah, garbage.
Okay, man. Thank you for stealing the thunder. Thank you for stealing my thunder. All right, guys, let's talk about this first game, man. But actually, let's talk about something else first. Let's talk about the head coaching hiring because a lot has happened. Let's first go off with the Jets. Aaron Glenn gets a head coaching job for the New York Jets. Tony, I'm gonna go. John Paul, how do you feel about this, buddy?
Um, Listen, I said it. I said it last week when we were talking about the head coaches, and I said I wanted somebody with experience, and obviously we didn't get experience. But out of the guys that don't have experience, he was probably the guy I wanted. So I mean, it was okay. I didn't see the whole press conference. I'm actually after our show, I'm gonna watch it myself and see because some of his stuff that he said I thought was pretty good. Um, I mean I know he said he wants Aaron Rodgers back. He's already been talking to him, telling him you're our best chance of winning as of right now. Because no offense, the Jets don't have that good of a spot unless one of the quarterbacks drop. Which Ewers is coming out from Texas. So I mean I would take him in a heartbeat too. But I'm not really sold on that kid. So I don't know yet. Um, I think they roll it one more year with Rodgers, see how everything goes, let him do his thing, and then after that, I mean, next year you never know.
Okay, Tony, what do you think, buddy?
Um, I got to be honest. I think it was a good pickup for the Jets. At first I was like, "Oh my God, oh no, not another rookie head coach." But he had his press conference today, man, and I'm a Giants fan. He had me fired up. Um, maybe this guy's going to come in there and whip them into shape a little bit. I hope so. I mean, it sure seemed like it. You know, um, so I mean, go Jets. Good for you, man. You guys deserve it.
Okay, yeah, but what do you think, buddy?
I love it, but the only thing I don't love is the past three head coaches for the Jets have all been defensive coordinators, and they need more help on the offense. And their defense is going to probably be another top five, top 10 next year. It's their offense, man. I just think that whoever Aaron Glenn hires needs to be a good offensive coordinator, needs to be okay with Rodgers coming there and stuff like that. It's just going to be tough for an
Okay.
offensive coordinator because if Garrett Wilson still wants to go, because he said if Rodgers comes back, he wants to be traded, the Giants will get him. So, and I heard the Giants want Garrett Wilson. So,
Okay.
little
Who doesn't
FYI.
want the kid has some great potential, but I'll be perfectly honest. I think it's gonna be Diggs who ends up coming to the Giants.
I
Listen,
heard I
you got
heard Diggs, and then I heard
Wilson. You guys are talking mucho De Niro, maybe some American money too. So
they said the Giants want Cooper Cup.
is he a free agent this year? Ooh, buddy, there's gonna be a lot of.
God, God, Godwin is a free agent. Godwin coming out. There are a lot of wide
I don't
receivers.
actually I don't know if he is a free agent, but they
He's
said
not
the
a
Jet-
Cooper, not a free agent. He might
yeah,
be
they said the
traded.
Giants would trade because they said they're interested in him and Debo Samuel. And Debo's not a free agent. They have to trade for Debo.
It's gonna be an interesting offseason. Definitely interesting. But I'm definitely impressed with the Jets. I think this is a great hire. I think this is a great head coach. And hopefully this time around it's not all fluff. Usually Jets pick up the great coaches and then nothing happens. But hopefully this one works out, man. And now let's go over to another team, Chicago Bears. They picked up Ben Johnson. David, how do you feel about this, buddy?
I
You you
love it.
you thought Cliff Kingsbury was gonna be the height over there.
Yeah, I did, but Ben Johnson's was the first. He would be my first choice because he's really good with quarterbacks. He runs an offense that Caleb would be perfect for. And then they just hired the Dennis Allen, the Saints' old head coach, who's a defensive mastermind. I think they're gonna be good next year. They just have offensive line problems. But in terms of what you're talking about, head coach, I think is a good fit, and everybody wanted him, so he's obviously he's going to be a good head coach, and he's already a good offensive coordinator, and that's what the Bears need. Time
Okay.
management this year, Chicago Bears.
Okay. Tony, what do you think, buddy?
You know, here's kind of where I'm a little bit at a stalemate. So it's no lie, you guys know, and people who watch our show know I love Steve Spagnuolo. Um, I think a whole bunch of these teams should have at least waited till after the Super Bowl to see if Steve Spagnuolo wanted another opportunity to be head coach. Um, I mean, I can see Andy Reid being at Kansas City until he dies, basically. He's not going to go anywhere while Mahomes is still there. Uh, yeah, I think I probably, if I was a team looking for a head coach, I would have waited just a little bit longer. I mean, I know Spagnuolo hasn't done very well as his opportunities given as a head coach. I think he deserves another shot. I mean, God knows he's probably got to be one of the best defensive coordinators to ever be in the game. Um, when it comes to this
Tony,
pick,
Tony, not to cut you off, buddy. Not to cut you off. But some coaches are only fit to be coordinators. Some coaches. Some coaches are only fit to be coordinators because when you give someone not all coordinators are made to be head coach. You gotta look at it that
listen,
way.
I mean, that's kind of where they start. Nobody starts as a head coach,
Of course, but
you know.
now
And I even look at some of the people who are still out there. I mean, why hasn't John Fox been given another opportunity? He was a damn good head coach. Um, I just think teams are moving way too quickly, maybe because they want to get a head start on everything. But I mean, shouldn't you at least wait till the season's over to kind of see all your options?
yeah, Bill Belichick even said that these coaches that are in playoffs, they shouldn't be doing interviews until after the Super Bowl, which I kind of agree because your first priority should be your team. And a lot of these coaches are doing interviews, but when the teams are still in playoffs, I think that's you got a point there. Tony, we lost you, buddy. Are you there?
I'm still here. I just don't know what's going on.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the brother next. That Paul, what do you feel, buddy?
I thought he was going to Jacksonville because I heard he was. There's a lot of rumor of him going to Jacksonville. That's where I thought he was. Him going to Chicago was a shock to me. But I mean, I guess it's a good pickup. I mean, he does do very well with quarterbacks. Um, again, you just got to kind of see how things roll. That's all.
Okay, let's see what happens, man. Talk about Jacksonville. This coach did a real messed up thing. Liam Cohen. He first told Tampa Bay he ain't leaving, but suddenly when Jacksonville Jaguars fired their GM, he's like, "I bet I'm coming." He suddenly became the next Jaguars head coach. He told Tampa Bay he's staying. That poopy popped up. John Paul, how do you feel about this, man?
Um, I don't know. I'm kind of split on this Cohen guy. I'm not really a fan, a huge fan of him. Um, but then again, I mean, he's got the weapons there. I mean, they have a really good wide receiving core as of right now, as long as nobody, goes anywhere, especially that young kid, Robinson Jr. He's really, really good. Um, honest to God's truth, man, and I know everyone likes to disagree with me. I think Trevor Lawrence might be the problem. But then again, I mean, he's had 4 years to do it. What has he made it to playoffs once?
Yeah, once last year.
You leave Furio and Carmela Soprano's son alone.
That's who he looks like. Yeah, I saw that the other day. He looks like if Furio and Carmela Soprano would have had a kid, that's who it would have been. But but no, yeah, I think it's an okay pickup. Again, you just I got to see how he does with the quarterback. I think I think Trevor Lawrence is a little bit of a crybaby. So on my end, it's just I don't know. I just never liked Trevor Lawrence. That's just on me.
Okay. Buddy, what do you think, buddy?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about either team, to be honest with you. We can move on.
I hate this guy. I could bet my house he's asking to say something stupid like that. All right, Dan, what do you think, buddy?
I'm kind of same boat as Tony, but I think what he did was not cool, though. I mean, they set Tampa Bay back a couple days when they could have hired a different offensive coordinator that might have been available. But I mean, I think it's a good fit. I think he comes from Sean McVay's coaching tree too. So I mean, he's definitely going to be good. He made Tampa's offense look great. He made Mayfield look good. But that's all I really have. The guy's a jerk off to do that to the team.
You know, this is gonna be Baker has been in the league for 8 years, and every year he has a new offensive coordinator. And I think this is the ninth offensive coordinator he's about to get now.
Who?
Baker
It's fucked
on his
up.
eighth or ninth. All right, let's go to Dallas, man. Ryan Schottenheimer is the new Dallas Cowboys head coach. They brought in the former Chicago Bears former Chicago Bears head coach as a defensive coordinator. I'm gonna go with you first, buddy. 'Cause this is your division. What do you think about this, buddy?
I mean, the Schottenheimer family is very well versed in coaching. Um, Dallas has had their share of good coaches. Unfortunately, unless Jerry's going to let him run the team the way he wants, it's not going to make a difference anyway. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Yeah, Paul, I know you're a big Dallas Cowboy household. How are you guys feeling over there?
I'm gonna quote my wife. All right. Who's this fucking guy? All right. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna quote my wife. Um she was kind of hoping for something else to go there. I know she was talking. My wife was talking about Pete Carroll, and my wife's just in love with Robert Saleh just because I guess how he looks. He is a handsome man. I'll give him that. She was kind of hoping he would go there, maybe be the defensive coordinator there, but he went to San Francisco. Um, but again, I mean, it's like Tony said, dude. It's the Schottenheimer family. I mean, you had Marty Schottenheimer, who was an excellent coach. So I mean, you just got to see how it rolls. Hopefully, Jerry lets off the reins a little bit and gives him a little bit of room, and let's just let's see how they work.
Okay. Dave, what do you think, buddy?
Get rid
I think it was not a good hire. I think he did it because Schottenheimer will be his puppet. Whatever he says goes. If he hired anybody else, it wouldn't be like that. And that's why I think he hired Schottenheimer. I was definitely surprised by it. But if I was personally Jerry Jones, I probably would have hired Kellen Moore back to the Cowboys, to be honest with you. Kellen Moore I mean, he's been making the Eagles offense look great. And he was already there once, so he knows the culture and everything. Just my personal opinion. I would have hired Kellen Moore.
Okay. Let's see what happens, man, Cowboys. You guys really shocked me with this hire. Y'all had some. There were a lot of some good guys out there. You could have picked up Rex. Rex wanted to come back in the league. You could have picked up John. You could
But
have picked up.
you know what? We could all talk all the amount of shit we want. Now let's just say, out of some way, I don't think it happened. I think the Eagles are going to wind up taking it again next year. But let's just say, out of some way, the Cowboys win the division next year. Then it's not really that bad of a hire if he looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, of course, yeah, 100%.
So
You know,
that's what we could say about all these head coaching hires. Like I look at the Jets job. I'm like, all right, you got to give this guy. I guess you got to give him 2-3 years. That's just the way it's got to roll. Especially if he loses Aaron Rodgers after next year, it's difficult. You know what I mean? But if let's just say he comes out and Rodgers looks phenomenal, I thought. Listen, as much as I know my brother doesn't like Aaron Rodgers, I don't know how David really feels. David gives me mixed signals with Aaron Rodgers, so I'm not really sure.
I,
But
I don't mind though. I don't mind. I think he's a good. He just does too much on with the media and stuff. And
well,
I agree. I agree with Tony too. He's like one of those people when things aren't going well, he'll tattle and then he'll get somebody fired.
listen, like I said, I thought he looked pretty decent at the end of the year. Toward the end of the year, I thought he started looking a lot better.
I
Uh,
agree.
I think if he would have played that way the entire season, things could have been different. I mean, the Jets only lost. I mean, dude, the Jets lost 7 or 8 games by 6 points or less. And most of those were under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter where they had to lead. So you're talking about a whole different team if they would have won those 7 games. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I just want to see how it's going to work. But Schottenheimer, I mean, listen, give him a shot. I mean, like I said, his father was a decent head coach. I give him a shot. Let him do his thing.
Okay. Let's see what happens in Dallas, man. All right, let's go. Let's go. There's one more coaching hire, man. This guy is the oldest head coach in the league. I mean, at his age, I would now be head coaching.
Pete
I
Carroll.
would be. Yes, my God, Pete Carroll is back. He is back. Pete Carroll. Jackass thanks for stealing my thunder. Pete Carroll is back. Tony, I see you making your faces over there. How do you feel about Vegas picking up Pete Carroll?
Well, I mean, here's the real big thing. They're gonna have to buy a ton of gum in Las Vegas to keep that fucker's mouth full. And thank God there's gonna be a lot more videos of him on the sidelines with his hands on his knees, chewing like a fucking horse. Uh, you know what? Good for you, Pete. I thought you were a good coach in Seattle. I mean, you did have a little bit of a stacked team, a little bit. But you know what? I think
Umir, please don't make a face like you're about to say what stack team did he have, because I will slap the shit out of you.
I mean, he draft. Wait, come on. He built that team. Tony,
No.
we lost you again, buddy. You got to turn the camera on, buddy. He talking about staff team. He drafted guys nobody wanted. He turned that team into staff team. Him and Dan Quinn.
it doesn't make a difference. It was a stacked team, But anyway, yeah, I mean, the Raiders are kind of the same kind of organization as the Cowboys are. I'm not sure how much of a leash they're going to give Pete Carroll. I mean, after seeing what they did to Antonio Pierce, that has to be a job where you say to yourself, man, I don't know if I want to do this shit.
Yep. I feel like Brady's the one that wanted that Pierce out of there. Brady got the ownership and he said Pierce out. And they're saying that there's a rumor now that Russ might be headed towards Vegas.
No, Russ isn't going anywhere. He's staying in Pittsburgh.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's staying in Pittsburgh. If anybody's leaving, it's going to be Fields. The only reason I say that is they would get a lot more for him. They'd be getting a lot more for Justin Fields than they would for Russell Wilson. Unfortunately,
but Justin Fields is a free agent though.
All right, and that's what I'm saying.
They're not gonna. They're rather keep Fields.
You can hold him and give him that franchise and then trade his ass.
Nah, but the owner came out today. He said we're only picking up one. We're not picking up both.
I don't know. We'll see.
But let's go back to the Vegas, buddy. Let's go back to Vegas. How do you feel about this hire? You was a former Jet at one point.
Me? I believe it or not, Pete Carroll was probably like number 2 on my list as a Jets that I wanted to be the Jets head coach. But I mean, I guess it's a good hire. I'd like to see how he does. That team's very broken. So I mean, they need a lot to be put back together there. They definitely need a quarterback, but at the end of the day, I mean, Pete Carroll's Pete Carroll, man. He could do what he can do, I guess, if he still wants to do it.
Okay. Dave, what do you think, buddy?
I like the hire. I think it's a good fit for them. They're a young team. They need somebody that has leadership. But who knows? I really don't know because they don't have a quarterback still. So I think Brady needs to draft or trade for a good quarterback. So at least Pete could at least have something to work with, because if they don't get a good quarterback, it's going to be another 3 to 4 year build like the Giants are doing, to be honest with you. So can we get to the games now?
Okay, boss. Are you tired over there? Are you tired?
Yeah, no, I want to talk about the Chiefs game.
Okay, let's go to the Chiefs game. We know how much.
Bullshit.
Let's go Chiefs game, baby. Nah.
That's Florida State, FYI.
I want to visit that stadium. You know that? Let's talk about. You go first, buddy. Since you take lead us, David, we follow you.
All right, it's simple. 2 words why they lost that. 3 words why they lost that game. The refs, coaching, and what the fuck was that replay that Josh Allen didn't get that first down? Bro, I'm sitting there. I'm like, there's no way I'm watching the same game as them.
And Chris Jones being offside.
What'd you say?
Chris Jones being offside by a mile.
Oh my God, that. And let's just talk about the coaching. Sean McDermott, you are a great coach, but enough with the tush push. You were 0 for like 4 doing it, and you still keep doing it. And they know what side Josh Allen likes to go to when you do the tush push, and they put all their biggest defenders on that side. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm at home and I know what to do versus what this guy's doing. The refs didn't help at all. First of all, let's talk about the Worthy catch. That was not a catch. Can we all agree there?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a
Yeah.
catch.
That's number. And then Mahomes, a couple plays. Come on, give me an effing break. There were so many penalties that weren't called, and then there were so many penalties that were called. And then people were like, "Oh, Kincaid should have caught that ball." Yes, you are a receiver, the ball hits you in the hands, you are supposed to catch it. I don't care how hard of a catch it is or anything. You're paid to catch the ball. But that was not his fault. Josh Allen, there's a reason why you're going to be MVP probably, but the refs, I swear, I never believe in conspiracy theories. This is the first time in my life I'm actually convinced there's a conspiracy theory to have the Chiefs three-peat this year. I'm done. There's my rant.
This is what my thing is. Yes, we blame the refs a lot. I'm gonna agree with that. The refs 100%. But Sean McDermott, buddy, come on, man. You gotta come up with better coaching calls. The torch push, buddy. Chris Jones and that whole defensive line is a monster. See, like we talking about Steve Spagnuolo. He's a defensive mastermind, that guy. You gotta give his props to his defense. They knew what they were going against, and they got the job done. Yes, the refs did help him out.
And injuries kind of hurt the Bills too.
Yeah. Injuries as well. But come on, man. That's what I got to say. Tony, you go next, buddy. You lead us off after next. Tony, you're frozen, buddy.
Well, listen, I don't know what to tell you. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The friggin' camera ain't working on my friggin' phone.
Man, I want to see your facial reaction.
So here's my thoughts. The refs suck. The NFL sucks. Everybody knows it's rigged. And Amir, you suck.
Thank you, buddy.
Those are all good points.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, so apparently the head ref told the refs at the beginning of the game, apparently, let them play physical, don't put the flags out. But I mean, there was shit you had to call. I mean,
that offensive holding, that offensive holding right in front of the refs. Literally right in front of the refs. You don't call that.
Chris Jones was offside by a mile and a half. That catch was not a catch. I mean, what the hell is their instant replay for? I just I don't get it. And I don't want to complain about it anymore because it just. Listen, it's bad when a guy who does a lot of Vegas betting in David Portnoy is coming out publicly and saying the NFL is rigged. I mean, this guy, that's how he makes his money at Barstool Sports, is the gambling. And
it's not from him eating the pizzas.
I thought it was from me eating the
pizzas.
No, when he's coming out and saying it's rigged, Roger Goodell has a serious problem on his hands.
But the thing is, it's not. But the thing is the thing is, it's not just the players that are saying it; it's celebrities that are saying it now. Now you're starting to see something where, listen, those two plays, the one for Worthy and the first down for Josh Allen, there's no conclusive evidence that shows Worthy even had a chance to catch the ball. The ball, literally, we saw it dropped. And Josh Allen, there is no conclusive evidence to show he was short. Let's just be honest here. Even if he didn't get it.
David, that line is not most accurate either, though. That line they made, those are camera lines. Those are not the real game, like the yard line, buddy.
Dude, you can't reverse a call like that unless there's unconclusive evidence. Tell me where there's unconclusive evidence.
And on Buffalo's final play of the game, a flag was thrown and then picked back up.
Yeah, that's just funny.
Dude, the rest of this year, man, they're ruining the game. Literally. That's why people don't watch NFL as much as they do anymore.
That's why you make your face, buddy. What do you think, buddy? Come on.
Well, I got 2 points. One, there was a really nasty face mask that wasn't called right in front of the referee also, where the guy's helmet was literally sideways when he got up, off the ground. Um, and then a lot of people didn't catch it, and I wouldn't have said anything if I didn't see it with my own eyes. The last drive that Kansas City had right before they got their first down, or I'm sorry, right after they got their first down. They get that first down. I'm like, all right, game's over, whatever. The Bills still had two interceptions, two timeouts left. So I was like, all right, maybe they'll get the ball back with a little bit of time left. Patrick Mahomes rolls out and runs for a 2-yard run. No joke. Hand to God. It did not read 2nd and 8. It read 1st and 10 all over again. I saw this with my own fucking eyes. Okay, I saw it with my own eyes. And then if you kept hearing the commentator, yesterday I was cracking up. It was a 12-point lead. And he was like, yeah, they're up by 14. They're up by 15. They're up by 13. I'm like, bro, get it right. I don't understand. I didn't like this game at all, actually. I think the Bills got robbed of it again. And Josh Allen, that's why I think Josh Allen's press conference last night was so short.
Yep,
He didn't
100%.
he didn't want to get into it. They asked him one question. He said, listen, to be a champ, you got to beat the champs, and we didn't beat the champs. He got off the stage. He didn't want to get into it. So yeah, I think the Bills got cheated, and I'm tired of Patrick Mahomes going, "Oh no, all the calls that go our way, they're all right calls. That's bullshit. Get lost." All right.
But that guy, listen, if the NFL is rigged, right, Duffel, he had no other choice to come out and say that. He had no other. You can't bash the NFL. Like we all say, the NFL is rigged. We all know that. He can't come out and say it. Like the NFL portraying this guy as a bad guy.
Yes, but obviously he's not going to come out and say it. I get what you're saying. But Umir, when the calls are blatant like that and only going for your team, you know what I mean, dude? That one where he ran, we were just talking about it, where Mahomes ran.
Yeah,
Dude, that was such a nasty hold. It was unbelievable. I don't think I've and the umpire was sitting there like this, just staring at it. Dude, you know it's there. You knew it was coming. We know it. There's holds on every play. But that one was completely blatant.
But all the NFL
Listen,
teams got to come
you know
together and
it's
do something.
it's bad when Tom Brady is saying it's bad. I mean,
Yeah, he
they
did.
call it Tom Brady rule, and he's coming out and saying it's bad.
Well,
Yep.
what's even more messed up is that first down that Josh Allen, I thought he had it by at least 3 feet.
Yep.
Tony Romo came out and he was like, that looks like a first down. I'm pretty sure he got it. Then what's his name? What was it? I think it wasn't Joe Buck. What's the other guy's name? Anyway, he goes, yeah, it looks like they got it. And then they went to Gene Steratore, who used to be a referee,
Yeah,
and
referee.
he goes, absolutely, he's got it. And then Gene Steratore just stops and he goes, well, never mind, it's Kansas City's ball. And I was like, what? They looked at it for 3 seconds, and then it was like, oh, Kansas City's ball. Really? I didn't even see chains come out.
come on, buddy. We all know this. But
It's
at the end of the day, I don't care. I'd rather see Kansas City Chiefs do a three-peat than this team win it. Let's head up to the NFC West's favorite team, the
That brings
Philadelphia
me to
Eagles.
my next point.
Yes, jackass. The NFC West's favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles.
What the
Saquon
hell?
Barkley, the NFC West's favorite team. NFC West's favorite team, buddy. They got the NFC,
Yep.
NFC. But man, Saquon Barkley, you are a bad boy. You are a bad man. I gotta get props to you. I don't know. Yeah, listen, I remember last week, Tony, my good friend, argued with me saying that no money back is worth $12 million. That man deserves every penny he gets. He is a bad man. John Paul, I'm gonna let you go first. I want your brother to go at the end. John Paul, go first, buddy.
It's me. Go first, go last, go middle. I don't give a fuck.
I did that on purpose. I want to do it on purpose. John Paul, go first, buddy.
I thought this game was going to be a lot closer. I thought Washington had them, pretty good in the first half. I mean, granted, they missed like 6 blocks on Saquon Barkley on that first touchdown he ran for. But other than that, it was pretty close in the first half. Second half, it seemed like they just let down. But I'm not a fan, especially come playoff time. And I get it; it's playoffs. You do what you got to do. And I know, Amir, you're gonna start screaming, so I'm just gonna like put you on mute. I don't like the fact that you run up that score. I know Saquon Barkley looked like he was about to stop, and then he didn't. No, don't time out nothing.
Time out, time out, time out.
Stuck a foul.
John Paul, those guys that scored, they barely play the game. They don't play that often. So they might never play a playoff game against the clear. They shouldn't score a touchdown?
I don't care.
What? So John Paul, what should they do with that? Just lie the whole game down, kneel?
Yeah.
Tony, John Paul,
you were up by 25 points.
John Paul, but those guys are never going to touch the field again. They might never play a playoff game again.
Well, whose fault is that? Next time, play better. Maybe you'll touch the field.
John Paul, listen, this is football. You play to the last minute. The Commanders should have played better defense. There's nothing wrong with the
defense
running.
They shouldn't have turned the ball over.
Yeah,
that's what killed the Commanders yesterday. If you would let me finish, all right. Everybody knows that turnovers kill you, and especially whoever has the most turnovers, most of the time they're losing. Okay.
Yeah.
Commanders gave up 4. One was one interception and 3 fumbles. All right, they gave up yesterday. Okay, 1 interception and 3 fumbles that the Eagles scored on every fucking time.
It's 28 points.
They scored on every.
You think about it. If you think about it, right? Just hear me out and think about it. If they wouldn't have gave them that great a field position, do you think the score would have still been the same?
No, of course not.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, they got the ball on Washington's like 20-yard line twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think that game could have went a whole different way. But at the end of the day, I don't really care. I didn't want to. I chose my picks last week on what I chose because I chose what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Washington and the Buffalo Super Bowl. I thought it'd be great. The only other one I wanted to see was Eagles-Buffalo. I did not want to see Kansas City. I didn't want to see them there at all. But I didn't want to see Philly-Kansas City again, which I knew was going to happen. All right. I even told Umir after the show was over, I was like, your picks are probably right. It's probably going to be Kansas City, Philly. It's just the way it is. But at the end of the day, I chose on what I wanted to see, not what my head was telling me. All right. I chose what I wanted to see. But you know what? At the end of the day, Washington had an unbelievable season. All right. They made it all the way to the fucking NFC Championship. You got to give them props. Eagles, go out and do your thing, I guess. I don't know. You're probably going to lose anyway.
I hope they do. I really do. I hope Eagles, you guys lose. But the crazy thing is, every time I go against y'all win that game. So I'm going to root for y'all this time. David, what you think, buddy?
I really don't have much to say about this game because the refs once again played their part too.
Yeah.
Listen, the whole AJ Brown and what's his name, Lattimore fight. AJ Brown took off Lattimore's helmet,
and
yet AJ Brown didn't get a penalty.
Yeah, that's horrible.
How? There's just some plays that I was just sitting there. I'm like, how are there no flags getting thrown?
And I was about to say a flagrant. That's an unsportsmanlike. When you rip off somebody's helmet, that's it.
Oh yeah,
you're supposed to be done. There's not 2 shots when you do that. That's a 1 shot and you're gone. Guess what? You ripped off his helmet. You're done. You can go to the locker room. You're done for the game. That's the way it was supposed to be. You don't rip off somebody's helmet, and then he gets the flag, but you don't. At least give them both the fucking flag.
Nope, that's what it should have been. Yeah, but listen, Washington showed their age. They're young. They had turnovers. They just weren't ready to play. At the end of the day, they went to Detroit. There was no pressure on them. They went into Tampa. There's no pressure. Then all of a sudden, they're a game away from the Super Bowl, and then the pressure got to them. They're young. It's going to happen. But the turnovers, bro, like the receiver Brown. How do you fumble that ball? And then the kickoff, like it looked like he just threw the ball and it just went flying. I didn't understand some of the fumbles that they had.
Well,
But at the end of the day,
Eckler too. Not to cut you off, David. His was if he would have stayed down.
oh
He
yeah,
he was way beyond the first down marker. He tried to get up, and I get it. He tried to get up and make a play. The guy came in, punched it out. I see. I gotta stop. I'm gonna stop talking. You guys go.
just at the end of the day, the reason why they won, yes, Saquon played good, but turnovers.
Turnovers killed him. Yep.
Simple.
Okay.
But
Tony.
you don't turn the ball over, you win. Simple.
Okay. Tony, you do the honors. You finish us off, buddy. Thank you. Wait, no.
I don't know. I think Jaden Daniels, friggin' camera.
We can hear you though. You're good.
He left. He got kicked out. He left. He's gone.
I'll say it for him.
Where'd
You
he-
know what? Forget Saquon Barkley and F the Eagles. I don't care about this game. I'll say it for him.
Looks like Tony will be not joining us. We'll be back again next week. Make sure you guys like it, share, and subscribe. I'll be back again next week, guys. Wait, hold on. Tony's back. Tony's back.
Tony's back. We're gonna get him
Yeah.
back.
Let's see if I'm right.
Where is he?
I don't
He
even
said
see
he's
him.
Tony. He's right here. Tony, can you hear us over there, Tony?
Sorry about that, guys. My friggin' phone. Can you hear
All right,
me?
come on. Yeah,
Yeah, you're good.
we're waiting for you. The Giants say, come on, you
Sorry.
Eagles say, buddy.
Jaden Daniels played like the rookie that he is. I mean, I didn't think he played very well. Good game. Saquon Broccoli, whatever, dude. I don't care. Suck ass piece of shit. So you couldn't run like that for the Giants. So whatever. Otherwise, like I said, John Paul said it. The first half was really good. The second half, Washington played absolutely terrible. The tush push. I hope the NFL does away with it after this season. Just like David with his toothbrush.
You really butchering your teeth right now?
Why not? Who cares? I already won.
I hope they do away with the tush push. It's an absolute joke and a travesty, and that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. All right, guys. We're definitely seeing a lot of games. We're gonna see the Super Bowls next week. We'll be back, and make sure you guys like and share and subscribe. Good night.